if I could go back, would I do it all again? I have no idea because I can't go back. I love the life I have today, and I'm lucky to have it. And if all those decisions that I made led up to the life I have today, yeah, I would do it again. My name is Stella Boonshoft. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a sophomore at NYU. When I was 12, I was diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome, and it affects your hormones, your insulin levels. It can lead to a lot of weight gain. For a lot of women, it leads to acne, very serious acne, and it was really stressful for me as a young girl trying to navigate my way through life, and I felt like I had just been dealt a bad hand. I was getting ready for bed and taking my clothes off, and I looked in the mirror and I did not hate it. And that was like a big deal for me. And I was like, fuck everyone who told me there was something wrong with me. And I took the picture on photo booth.
And that's when all of the Tumblr notifications started coming in, and it was nuts. There was 80,000 notes. Well, it went from, like 500 notes to 2,000 notes to 80,000 notes, and, before you know it, she was, trending on Tumblr, and people were always looking her up, and she actually broke Tumblr for, I think, about 10 minutes. The system or whatever overrode, and because everybody was looking her up and looking at that one post, and so for a while people were able to access their blogs, which was funny.
Of course, now I'm like, why'd I wear that bra? Why was it black and white? Like, why'd I pose in front of my roommate's posters? Because I actually got so many questions. They were like, why do you have a Hello Kitty poster? I was like, it's not mine. And I just took it and I wrote kind of this little rant, definitely not my best writing, about calling people out who had hurt or bullied me, which I regret doing by name. I think that I didn't keep my side of the street clean there. There's a way to talk about your experiences with bullying without, for me, this is just what I needed to do, was to not call people by name. And yeah, I just posted it on the internet. Well, I actually ran into Brandon around the corner from my dorm, and I went up to him after he was done taking the pictures, and I said, hey, could I take a picture of you? I'm a big fan. And he said, let me take a picture of you. And then he pulled me aside after, and he was like, so what's your story? Like, what's going on with you? And I told him about my Tumblr post that was getting a lot of attention, and like, we had a nice kind of personal conversation about our lives. And he said, send me the link to the blog. And I did. I was on my way home, and I was checking my phone obsessively to see if I had made it on the site. And then all of a sudden, the picture of me in my underwear pops up. And I'm like looking at it, and like the comments are coming like 10 per like second. It feels like, just like it's not stopping. And I'm like watching it blow up as I'm looking at it. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done?
This happened the day after she posted, or, about 2 days after she posted the post on Tumblr.
I first saw it when I think I was just at my dorm, and I saw it on my phone, and I was reading through it. And at first, because she hadn't told me she was going to do it before she posted it, so it was a big shock, like seeing it, but in a good way. I was just surprised and happy for her that she was doing it.
She came to me, crying to my room, and opened my computer, logged onto Facebook, and was showing me the comments, and the majority of them were all very supportive and like, you go, girl, like, we love what you're doing and stuff like that. But then, you know, every few comments there was like negative comments. And of course, you know, being a human being, you know, a normal human being, she focused on the negative comments, which was really hard.
And I was like, I gotta get out of here. I just remember saying, like, I gotta get out of here. What have I done? Like, this is horrible. Just because, like, it was so overwhelming at that moment.
And then that week after I saw it, I like couldn't not see it anywhere. It was everywhere.
I was surprised, and my immediate reaction was like, I need to move out of this country or kill myself, because there's no way to go back from that. You know, I remember going up to my friend's dorm room and being like, what the fuck do I do? What have I gotten myself into? I went to bed, and the next day my email was like, my inbox was filled with messages from strangers thanking me, from strangers saying not so nice things to me, and from several media outlets asking me to appear or do an interview. And I could not get out of bed. Honestly, I could not. I was overwhelmed. I was exhausted. And Brandon texted me a picture of his dog, Susie. And he said, Susie wanted me to send this to you. And it cheered me up. It was really sweet. And we met up and we talked. And, you know, we talked about, like, what I could do with this. And we talked about the possibility of starting a blog that people could contribute to, write about their own experiences with body image and kind of the format I had used. And, you know, I felt calmer. You know, he had experience with dealing with a lot of attention at once, sometimes not good attention.
Back now at 8:12 with a young woman who sparked a new debate over body image. 18-year-old Stella Boonshoft posted this image of herself on her Tumblr site to spread the message of body acceptance. It was picked up by other blogs and has now been viewed more than 4 million times. Stella is with us this morning, along with Brandon Stanton, the photographer who reposted the pictures on his site, Humans of New York, and kind of this whole thing take off. Good morning to both of you.
Stella Boonshoft wrote a blog post with a photo of her in her bra and her underwear, and it's creating quite a buzz on the Huffington Post. It literally has over 270,000 likes. You can see the picture right now. And joining us in the Google Hangout is Stella. Hey, Stella.
Hey, Stella.
Hey, Stella.
Stella, I want to go to a comment right now from someone watching us live right now. This is from MI Woman 25 seconds ago. She says, Stella, you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Well, has that been some of the responses that you've been getting from people? Like, as you sort of get these personal responses, have you been hearing from people who have experienced similar things and who are really heartened by your courage to just get out there and say, fuck you?
I've gotten upwards of 1,000 messages on Tumblr, tons of emails, Facebook requests, everything. And, you know, I'm really trying to read them all because it's beautiful, the response I've gotten. But, you know, the most important thing I have to remember is, like, I did this for me in part, but I really did this to, you know, try to inspire and help other young girls. So the messages I get from young girls are really the most important ones.
Being close with Stella kind of has helped me because I've dealt with a lot of body issues in my life. Up until about 3 years ago, I dealt with body dysmorphic disorder, where I'd look in the mirror and to me, I would look fat and keep telling myself I look fat, and I would moderate everything I ate and, you know, try to become this ideal image, which, you know, wasn't real. It wasn't me.
I was more comfortable with myself. I was able to, I don't know, look more objectively at who I was and how I thought about me and my body. And I was also able to look at other people and think the same way too.
How would you describe yourself before posting the picture on Tumblr?
Angry. Lost and insecure. And I really didn't want to be any of those things. And I thought if I faked it till I made it with the blog and all the body positive stuff, I would feel better. And it kind of worked, but, like, a message that means something versus like a message that I'm creating to try to change myself are very different things. And I think I was in a lot of fear about everything. It was just a real detox of my life this past year. Just kind of like get back to basics. Not make so many impulsive decisions and try to just be truly comfortable being like a student among students, a worker among workers, and not trying to fight my way to the top of the heap for recognition.
The thing about her post is that it's very much who she is. Like she's very, so when I say her post, I do mean like her. She put herself into it, and like when you're reading it, you're basically just talking to Stella. So there's no fakeness, she isn't anything different. So the way that she is, the way she acts and conducts herself, that post is very true to who she is.
Stella's stayed my best friend for the past year since it happened, and we've grown closer and had experiences together, and it's been great. And Stella is a very passionate, compassionate, and beautiful person inside and out, and I really admire, the strength and, what she's gone through and how she handles everything in her life, because, shit gets hard, and sometimes I look to how she's handled situations to figure out how to handle my own situations. She's kind of an inspiration, and, being my best friend and also, being an inspiration to me really has helped me, and I think she's the perfect person to surround yourself with, and I couldn't ask for a better friend.
If I could go back, would I do it all again? It was a long time of like, why did I do this? But like life isn't like this linear like path, and that if I like make a wrong decision or a wrong decision, it's all messed up. It's like this was one instance in my life, and if anything, I know for a fact that it's helped a lot of people because they've told me. So there's no reason for me to reflect, and be in self-pity about this anymore. Because if just one person was helped, then like my ego and my fear and my insecurity don't matter. And it's out there. And like I'm going to live the rest of my life, and I'm going to do a lot of different things. I don't know what, but this isn't going to like stop me no matter what.